on Funniest Pets and People. A bird's last straw. Some girls get super soaked. A bunny hops into a tight spot. A hamster who doesn't knock. A doggy who goes for a spin. And some ferrets who are letter perfect. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. Now don't worry, you don't have to share these videos with anyone. When you're looking to get someone to share their tuna with you, the magic word is please. But, yeah, well, barking works too. This is the cat dish. No, scratch that. This was the cat dish. Now it's the turtle dish. Looks like cat food, tastes like victory. The big dog is playing a fun game of tug-of-war. The small dog is playing It's Mine, Not Yours. And the small dog wins. You see that? Sometimes you just gotta want it more. A cat and a dog enjoying a quiet meal together. That's something you don't see every day. And apparently you're not gonna see it today either. Yeah, I guess we know who wears the collar in this house. The Doberman wants the toy frog, but the bird is putting up a very good front. Unfortunately, he forgot all about the back. Part of the joy of being a father is putting together a toy and seeing your son's eyes light up when it works. Tom is still waiting for that second part. And waiting. And waiting. It's Funniest Pets and People Unleashed. Now, it may look like the rabbit is breaking into the birdcage, but actually, Easter's coming and the bunny wanted to talk to the birds about eggs.
You know, dog food tastes really good right out of the can. But you know what? I think it might taste better if I roasted it. How does this work? Ooh, it's gas. I'm gonna blow up the house.
This motorcycle rider is testing two things: the limits of athletic ability and the limits of his dental plan.
Oh my God, yeah. Are you gonna pick my bike up? Well, it's okay, dude. Oh, God.
Now, this owner taught his doggy to walk up the stairs backwards. That's pretty cool, but wait, check this out. This is what makes it better. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Well, I think it's better. Here's a twist on one-on-one basketball. It's one-on-none basketball. And right now, Larry here is winning. But just barely. Well, they've finally done it, folks. They've invented the machine that makes dogs independent. No longer will they need to rely on their masters. They can control their destinies. Well, at least until the machine is empty. Well, it's the last round here at the World Ski Acrobatics Finals, and all Team Norway has to do to hold on to the gold is stay on their feet. And here they go. Oh dear, well, at least the silver is theirs. Oh, ooh. Ah, well, they've got the bronze. Copper. Oh dear. Steel. Pewter. I say, is there a styrofoam medal? Ah, well, it's official. Team Norway has won the lead. Tweety was house-sitting for Mr. Hamster while he was out of town on business. But while he was there, he thought he'd give the wheel a go-round. Yeah, it'll do wonders for those bird legs. Henry the hamster is just dying to get into this room, but he cannot open the door. Still, he has got to get into that room. He's got to. Oh, I know. Maybe he can fit under the door somehow. Aha! He is going to get into this room.
Now what?
This guy is trying to find a sport he can play with his bird, Coco. Coco's too little to hold a golf club and too short for basketball. So that leaves catch. Sad, isn't it? Yeah. This would be so much easier if Coco had hands. Coming up, the puppy mops up. And some ferrets get felonious. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Now, these folks see the world in a totally different way. There's no dog leg on this hole, but there is a cat leg. In fact, there's a whole cat on the green. And the kid finishes the day 1 over, but the cat ends up 1 under. To you and me, this is a drinking straw. Ah, but to birds, it's a badly needed aid for learning how to breakdance. Ah, the mop. A cleaning tool that stood the test of time. It picks up dirt, dust, and spills. You know what it doesn't get out? Dog paw scratches. Tired of your bird's natural call? Then do what the Osgoods did. Teach it to sing your annoying portable phone ringtone. Now, if they can teach the bird to take messages, ooh, they'll really have something. When Toddy is looking for a toy, it always seems to be in the very bottom at the very back of the toy chest. And when Mommy is looking for Toddy, well, he's usually in the same place. Now, these are our ideal viewers. They're easily amused. Here's a little tip to all you overachieving cats out there. You can catch some of the mice, but if you catch all of the mice, then the only thing you'll have left to fight with is the plant. And it's not really much of a challenge, unless you're easily amused. Behold, the electric hamster doll. Pull the string and it vibrates. It's an incredible combination of plushy softness and state-of-the-art technology. Ah, but to a dog, it's dental floss. Rocco here is a messy dog, so Francine is teaching him how to blow bubbles. You see, that way he can make a mess that cleans up after itself. It's soap, so it's... Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you really want to see the dog let go of that thing and have it fly into the camera, don't you? Yeah, me too. I'm usually whipping that thing around, baby. I mean, it's gonna fly out there. I know he's gonna do it. I want to see it too. Come on, doggy, fling that thing. Just, oh, no. No, they got children. They're baby. Doggy, don't let go, doggy. No, I can't look. This hamster is thinking,
When am I gonna get to the top floor of this cheese?
nobody tell him. Now, you see, they call it a finish line for a reason. When you reach it, you're supposed to stop. No magicians in this next bunch, but they're all pretty tricky. These sneaky critters are a special breed called the secretary ferret.
That's my letter.
You can tell, because they're always taking a letter. I know. Bugsy here is a true cat burglar. Tonight, he's got the neighbor's laundry. And judging from the loot, some underwear and some socks, tomorrow morning, the neighbors are gonna be mighty chilly. Sneaky Spot wants a little early warning when the mailman's coming, so he heads for higher ground. Turns out it's Sunday, so there is no mail. So he takes the low road of petty theft instead. If you don't want your dog to get into the living room, the smart thing to do is put up a gate. Now, if your dog can get over that gate, well, the smart thing to do is put up a taller one. Clearly, Spunky's owners want him to get into the living room. Coming up, a guy takes one on the chin. And for these girls, the tide comes in early. people. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Now, here are a bunch of folks who've really got a head start.
King of the mountain, huh? Hey, look at him. Look at him. Look at Richard.
Just why is this goat rubbing his face up against the barn? I don't know. That's a real head scratcher. They say curiosity killed the cat, but it got the dog's head stuck in a flower pot. You know, it's not often that we get to say this, but those birds back there, yeah, well, they're the smartest creatures in the room. It's Funny Hat Day at the zoo. What's funny about the polar bear's hat? Well, it's not on his head, for one. When flying a kite, one needs a steady hand, a brisk wind, and a solid helmet. Something's wrong with the car, and it's time to figure out what it is. Well, the tires look okay, chassis looks good, brakes, funny, where exactly are the brakes? Hey, this car didn't come with brakes! Keep your friends close and your pets closer. It's always nice to have a friend you can lean on, even if he is a horse. Well, this clinches it. Cats really can sleep pretty much anywhere. Now, this doggy is upset. You see, the kids used to play with him all the time, but now they spend all day on that dumb trampoline. Shouldn't worry, though. When they're worn out from bouncing, they'll need a friend to lick the sweat off their faces.
That's a lovebird.
A best friend is someone who gives you her shoulder to cry on. But sometimes you have to tell even your best friend, "Get off my back, Evelyn." Yeah, baby. The good news, these sled dogs have extensive training in pulling the sled. The bad news, they have no training in direction. Now, we're not exactly sure what these bears are doing, but it's clear that they must be friends. Because you don't line up like this with your enemies, do you? Maybe in Bearland you do, but I don't. Cats love chasing mice. And not everyone knows it, but gophers are rodents, just like mice. Well, the gopher knows it. And now, it's payback time. These girls decided to stay out of the water because, well, they just did not want to get splashed. They forgot to tell Tim that. Coming up, a camera woman is ready for her close-up. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. How not to use a camcorder. This woman is recording an entire videotape of her eyeball.
Well, nothing's happening here. Yes. I don't see anything. Did you charge one? Here now. Camera. No. I still don't see an image.
And that was how not to use a camcorder. See you next time.